Hey everybody, welcome back to another Stoneface Reactions. I'm Griffin, that's Theta, and we're here to watch some Heavenly Delusion together. Last time we had Kiriko and Haruki, where Kiriko tells Maru 5 years ago siblings Haruko and Kiriko Takiya lived in a orphanage. The older sister Kiriko was a successful electro kart racer, while her younger brother Haruko hung out with the much older Robin, who was the leader of a group fighting man-eating monsters. One day during a race, Haruko saw a man-eater on the course and tried to kill it himself. However, he failed, and the monster began to consume him. When Kiriko saw the beast, she crashed her cart into it. She pulled what was left of Haruko's torso from its maw and then collapsed from her injuries. Later, Haruki woke up in the hospital, but realized that he had Kiriko's body after the doctor operated on them. Months later, Haruki tried to find out what happened, but the orphanage and everyone he knew was gone. 4 years later, he met Maru in Nakano. Maru still has trouble accepting this information when suddenly the fairy is attacked by a fish monster with arm-like appendages. Meanwhile, in heaven, Kuku criticizes Kona's drawing of a baby, saying they do not have faces as she's seen one herself.
It's a real crazy time.
There's a lot of crazy stuff happening. We went over all the crazy last time, but this time we just got two boys fishing.
Well, no, we had a fish monster.
Two
Anyways,
boys fishing.
let's enter the Theta's Thoughts corner,
Let's go. What's happening in the brain of
a
Theta?
section normally reserved only for Witch from Mercury, but this show has brought it out of me as well.
As part of our reveals, Theta's brain is trapped within the body of a YouTuber. So, what do you got?
Anyways, first one, just a bit of an observation. Kiriko mentioned that they got attacked by a man-eater in episode 2.
Um,
We just saw that. We literally just saw that in episode 3. So, foreshadowed in episode 2, flashbacked in episode 3.
yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
Kiriko also says that they're a boy in episode 1. You remember that?
I just don't remember the line.
I don't remember the line, but when they're getting attacked by the group of muggers, we'll show you heaven. She goes, "I'm a boy" or some shit like that. So she literally says it in episode 1, and it takes us 2 episodes to get there.
Yeah, I just went by so fast. There were other things happening in that scene.
All right. Well, for the next ones, I've got little clips and snippets. So let me just drop that all on you at once, so that
All
I can
right.
then show the audience in the overlay. Let's see here, the date board. Boom. There's that. Let's see. On the start of Kiriko's flashback, the date is 2034, 10 years after the disaster, right? Showing
Yeah.
that on screen right now. Well, let's just bring up this other picture that's called the date on the camera. Boom. Where am I? In episode 2, we got a view from one of Heaven's security cameras, which showed the date as 2023. The Heaven
hmm
storyline takes place prior to the Great Collapse.
Yeah, there you go.
New theory, my theory. Genetics project to make superhuman people. That kid fell from a massive height and felt nothing. We also had a kid hanging from a tree by her toes, Naruto style. And it created a super virus plus weird powers. Maybe the mutations in the kids spread through the virus, which affected animals differently.
There's something more going on. I don't think I got enough evidence to help confirm anything you got there though.
See,
But it's a good theory.
I don't need
I like it.
evidence. All I gotta do, look, all I gotta do is write once. The story has to be. I can make 1,000 guesses and be right once. The story only has to agree with me one time for me
Yeah.
to be a genius. Um, let's see. Where's the other thing? I had the other drawings. Boom. That picture there. The boy's pictures have been mutations we've seen in the main story, right? He drew a picture of a fish with legs. We got a fish with legs. I'm sure there was a bird thing too. So now we have this picture of all the other pictures that he's drawn. What the hell does that mean if he drew them all before they existed?
Maybe They are intentionally making them. Once they break out with their powers, they go out to make more of these things using their weird powers. Maybe you don't just destroy monsters, you can also create them
Or
with the weird
maybe,
light thing.
or maybe in the last 10 years the boy took over heaven and he's actively been making them. The,
Hmm.
father from the Institute. Fallout
Yeah.
reference.
Yep, yep.
Alright.
Yeah, this does have like real institute vibes here.
Could be. I mean, still falls within my supposition.
Mhm.
Alright. We drop those. And of course, the last thing is the ending to credits,
Yeah.
where Kiriko just looks like Kiriko as we know them. And then episode 3 credits, Kiriko looks like Haru. And then back to Kiriko.
Yup.
So that
Where
this show is literally hiding everything everywhere. You can't stop paying attention just because the credits are rolling, because there's hints everywhere of everything.
but it could also not give us those hints and lure us into a false sense of security. And then change it.
So what I'm saying is we're getting hints everywhere, which
But
means
I
anything could be a hint everywhere you see it.
but I do think like around episode 20 they change up the intro so that Dio stops time in the middle of it and then like walks past Kiriko and then resumes time.
Um, everybody knows how much I love, despite your hate for it. No Game, No Life.
Yeah.
There is the one episode that ends with I forgot his name. The one of the main characters vanishes, and nobody remembers that they've ever existed. And
Hmm.
the end credits are literally just the girl wandering around, and anytime any reference to the main character or the other main character is wiped away, if he's about to walk into a frame, literally goes static, cut to the next part of the end credits. Literally, he's wiped from the end credits because he's wiped from everyone's memories. So instead of her walking on with him, she just looks confused, and her parts of the song are there, his parts are missing.
Yeah, it's a good visual metaphor to like get the audience into the mood of like what is it like to actually have this excites from the memory because it's not like you can like remove it from the audience's brain. But you still got to get across that feeling really well.
Well, it gives a meta level to what's happening in the show.
Hmm.
Like, where'd they go? What's happening? And then you're put on the back foot because what the hell's going on with the end credits? The
Hmm.
intro and the outro, you don't touch those. To do so means you spent more money. Why are you spending more money on this? What's happening? Now I'm actually confused.
Yeah, there you go. So going into this episode, then, we got the freaky fish monster. I don't think we got really much to go on, though, other than the fact it has a whole bunch of hands and is probably ready to pull a whole bunch of people underwater and drown them.
Well, I mean, I expect it's going to be just a little bit of survival, and then the rest of the episode's going to be like Tomato Heaven.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. It's like the A plot followed by the B plot.
No,
Um,
I don't mean like B plot. I mean, when I mean Tomato Heaven, I mean the Farmer's Paradise. They called
yeah,
that Tomato Heaven because it
yeah,
was just all tomatoes, and people called it heaven for some reason. That's going to be information that will lead us on to the next thing.
yeah. Currently, they're chasing the insignia on the boxes, which have got to appear somewhere else, which will get them closer and closer to what they want. But I think for the fish half here, I'm expecting the whale. I saw the whale picture. I want to see a whale,
I don't
and
think
there.
so. The fish thing was in the trailer that we watched.
Mhm,
There was no whale in the trailer. The fish thing had them running away from, like, where we left off last episode. It was like behind the glass thing on the boat. And they were like,
mhm.
ah! In the trailer for the whole season, they're running away from it on the outside of the boat. So I think the whale is probably something bigger for later in the show.
Okay, so we're going back to the ocean later. That's a fair guess.
I have no idea. We've never
Yeah, I
been to
know.
the ocean. At the best, we're heading back to
We're in
Tokyo.
flooded Tokyo.
Well, no, we're heading back to Tokyo. Remember, they left Tokyo, and now their clues are leading them back to Tokyo.
Mhm.
But I don't think we've ever like been to the harbor or anything.
A lot of it
Tokyo
flooded. The city
Bay.
flooded.
I mean, well, we don't know that.
We saw it.
No, we're not in The flooded area we're at is not Tokyo. We're heading back to Tokyo.
It's
If
fair they mentioned
anything,
that it was.
episode 1 would have been in Tokyo or around Tokyo, and that wasn't a flooded area.
So I guess before we go ahead and get all of our geography wrong here, let's just go ahead and watch. But before we get started, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and comment down below to feed that algorithm. On top of all that, if you want to watch more shows like this, unfiltered, uncensored, and uncut, as well as some early access stuff, you can check it out over on the Patreon. Just $5 a month, but no pressure. It's all support channel, just a little bit extra. Oh, it has the Witch from Mercury augmented eyes thing.
Oh, we already commented about that. They all have that eye thing going on. All the main visits.
It's got water gun.
Didn't feel like that was a full blast. Yeah, because if it was a full blast, it would have been like blinding light and everything like they had before. That looked like steam.
Well, maybe it actually completely absorbed the hit.
I didn't see any flash of light though. You remember when she melted the pole? It like hit it and it like stayed there for a bit before it melted. This thing this looked like it didn't fire at all. Like it just.
It just broke there. Yeah, that's fair.
Well, because it's unreliable. Remember?
There's also one frame of this intro where they have like a very JRPG pixelized version of themselves on the ground laying down. I'm just like, wait, are they dead here? Is that a clue? It's like, no, this is a game reference.
Yeah, no. There's also a couple of frames of them literally in a video game console. So are you saying they're just a video game console in heaven 10 years ago?
This is gonna follow the Red Dwarf plot line. We're just gonna be like, oh yeah, this was all just a virtual reality experience all along. Didn't you get the clues? Like you can't swim. Did you see that they didn't dot the I's on your swimming certificate? That was the first clue. Did you miss it?
Yeah, I remember that one time Kiriko walked up to a rock and then couldn't jump over it for some reason and then walked around it. Can't jump in video games.
Yeah. Waist-high fences and everything. Impossible.
They want to see a baby? They don't have faces. Like I said, superhuman experimentation.
Literally leaping up walls.
And it affects humans and animals. I told you. It's a theory. It's a
I was
Theta
about
theory.
to make a comparison to My Hero Academia, where she has like all the vibes of the frog superhero.
I literally made that joke last episode.
Yeah. And here we are about to make it again. And they're just like, no, she also has superpowers.
Well, I said they all had superpowers. Okay, I don't know how to parse that. That's at 17701. Yeah, which puts us further back in time.
Never taught teens that behavior. What do you think?
Worked so well for the last guy.
But I think this also proves that they didn't notice the abnormal behavior over here yet.
Camera's been futzed with.
Ooh. How? Why? Is it a power?
But again, this happened 7 years before the other camera thing.
Yeah, before the ball rolled over. Unless it's not day, month, year.
Oh, it's year, month, day.
お嬢さん、もう一度だけ追い返せないのか。そしたらその隙にみんなで扉を閉めて回れる。無理だ。もう弾がない。それに船が歪んでんのか錆びてんのか知らねえが、びくとも動かねえ扉があるんじゃ。じゃあ、もうここに立てこもるしかないのか。あとどれくらいで陸に着くの？急いで30分。持つかな。
No, is the answer.
Yeah, there you go.
お姉ちゃん。あの魚、ちょっと観察したところ、壁に張り付く無数の手と体にまとった水のスーツを潤滑油のように使って陸の上でも移動している。攻撃も移動も水スーツが頼りだ。あいつと戦うのに
We are neither machines nor game
水
pieces.
を補給できない陸？さらに入り組んでいるとなおよしだ。移動も攻撃も直線的だから。船の中で戦うぞ。船の中？ねえ、ここの下に行く扉があるだろ。あそこの鍵貸して。ああ、なんでじゃ。死にたくなければ協力しろ。かかってねえよ。鍵なんてかかってねえよ。かかってねえよ。よし。
It was right there, dumbass.
お姉ちゃん待って。キル光線がないのにどうやって？マルタッチがある。それは
You got the touch. You got the power.
ってほぼ無策。
I don't know. They clearly indicated a plan right there.
This is from the trailer. This one right here.
Oh yeah, there it is.
Waka 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 waka.
The point is to get it a little stuck first.
It's such a well-drawn show.
Oh,
What
it's
if-
pulling out new arms.
What if each of the man-eaters is one of the kids?
A distinct possibility.
Maybe that one boy made drawings of, for each kid, and they just became the drawings that he drew because they loved him so much or something.
立ち入り禁止の向こうに大麻を詰めた箱がいっぱいあると思ったよ。大量の段ボールと乾燥大麻に水分を奪われたこいつは単なる打ち上げられた魚だ。
That's when I draw them into the salt.
勝った。
There you go. You drugged the fish.
大丈夫そうだな。
No, they dried it out, Grip. That's what they
Yeah,
said.
I know. I'm joking, man.
Well, it's hard to try to make sure we're taking the right things from it so we don't get accused of being idiots more.
僕はそうやって生きてきたんだ。
それにしてもひどい。キル光線は許せてもマルタッチはひどすぎる。
何の話だ。
お姉ちゃんのネーミングセンスだ。
完全に真っ暗になっちゃったけど。
もうすぐ着く。ほら。大丈夫。誰もいない。
誰かいることもあるの？
園長先生とか知らない大人の人とか。
ここは学校の
Convenient room with no cameras.
本物の赤ちゃん。
これが
They got the
Well
marking
then.
on their faces, or where their faces would be the same as the animals outside, the man-eaters.
It's gonna laser beam him or something here. As it turns out, he cannot fly.
I was about to say, the mislead, not in the same room.
わかりません。
Ooh.
初めて聞きました。侵入者ってとにかく中へ。
I hope it's not something stupid like how the rage virus got out in 28 days later. They're being invaded by environmentalists.
それは私も聞きました。
ただいま確認します。モニター室。
I think the computer is like protecting these two kids. See, it's hidden, unless that's her power.
They're using Discord.
Unless her power is being invisible to the cameras.
Which, hell of a good power.
But it's also hiding Frog Girl.
Oh, they know how to get out through the vents now. They know.
That's Maru. Maybe that's... Not Maru, Maru? What's the boy's name again?
It is Maru, you got it right.
あなたさっきの警報についてお分かりにならないの？自分の体みたいなもの。
That's why Maru and Tokyo look the same. It imprinted.
診断の結果、要検査支給と通知が来たとして、自分の体のどの部位がどう悪いのか自覚できますか？
降参よみんな。あなたの
Yeah, why did we program her like this?
Alright, so we got some AI here too. Also demonstrating that it's not omnipotent.
荷物むちゃくちゃにしといて何を照れて行こうとしたんだじゃ。
あんた方が乗ってなかったら船ごとやられていたよ。
命の恩人です。ありがとう。
Sorry, I don't know where to direct this energy.
やらなきゃこっちがやられてたからね。
Sorry, I'm just passive aggressive by nature.
その代わりと言っちゃなんだけど、この辺のことを教えて。
そうだな。このまま大きな道をずっと歩いていけば、ちょっとした町になってるところがある。
へえ。あと、このマークについて何か知らない？
鳥をモチーフにしたマークってのは昔からよくあるからな。俺にはどれも同じに見えるわな。
そっか。
このマーク。
え、知ってるの？
これは。
Ooh, clue. Clue
三つ葉
time.
のマークだ。
三つ葉？
ああ、確かだ。
三つ葉ならこれから行く道すがら残骸があるが。
ありがと
Car company?
なんたらうちのボディーガードやらないか。
今忙しいからまたいずれ。
兄貴の誘いを蹴りやがって。ふざけたやつらで。
腕も良ければ切符もいい。できることならまた会いてえもんだ。
気持ちのいい奴らでしたね。
God, so much in this episode already.
Yeah, right?
あのチンピラ期待させやがってなんもない。
お姉ちゃん、
あ、
食べれそうなもの見つけた。
やるじゃん。どこにあったの？
棚の下敷きになったリュックの中に入ってた。傘も見つけたけど、街探しに行く？
いや、夜が
It's
明け
under
る
the
までまだ
sign
ある
called
から
perishables.
ここで休もう。羊羹
Hey, some things gotta survive.
食えるのか？甘い。
は？よう噛んで食べれば大丈夫だよ。
They found a chocolate bar.
I don't know what Yukon is, so I can't weigh in.
うわ、これうめえ。あった。
材料残ってるからまた作れるよ。
名前つけようよ。
そうだな、羊羹と乾パンだから羊パン汁。
ああ、この人ネーミングセンスが終わってるんだった。
羊羹を羊羹で食べる人に言われたくないね。
名前はともかく美味しいよ。あと何回作れるの
1回だね。
1回か。
I don't know. I'd go for that advertising campaign. You can eat the you can.
雨急だったね。
違うよ。三つ葉だよ。
本当だよ。何が確かだだよ。全然似てないじゃん。あのチンピラ。
Yeah, well, I mean, that guy had stupid energy about him anyway.
Hey, if in the middle of the apocalypse someone asks me to remember what like a logo looks like, I'll be like, I excised that from my brain 10 years ago.
間にあったはずなのに記憶もぼやけてしまっている。こんなことならもっとしっかりまぶたのメモリーに焼き付けておくべきだった。
Ah, that deleted the porn from your drive. Ah.
写真？僕ここ最近シロにメールを送った覚えがない。用があれば直接言うよ。
そっか。
どんな写真？
いや、まあそれは別によくて、それよりこんなこと言って変に思われるかもしれないけど、僕はずっと耳姫を見るとたまらない気持ちになるんだ。
というと、もう少し具体的に。
God, I think that's what they're doing.
耳姫を
Bunch of isolated children seeing how they act.
No. That they want us to get attached to these kids because we're gonna find out that they're all the monsters we've been killing along the way.
Or something like that, yeah.
口で舐めてみたい。
僕を食べたいの？
いや、食べるのは違うな。食べたらなくなるし。
じゃあ切ったり針で刺したりは？
そんなことしないよ。
But yeah, no, I mean, it feels like they're trying to paint these kids as the protagonists of a thing. We're meant to get like attached to them, and we're only gonna find out that they've been dying to our main characters this whole time.
Oh, but there's your proof.
そんなつもりじゃなかったんだ。ごめん。時を。
I think Tokyo's already breaking down anyway. Remember the mysterious nosebleeds?
Yup. He's got like the marks all over him now too. So yeah, he turns into the fish.
時代どうかしたの？ ち着いた？
最近みんな変なんだ。僕怖くて。
It's the puberty episode.
全然怖いことはないよ。人が誰かを好きになるってことは自然なことだよ。時代もそのうち誰かを触りたいとか触られたいとかって思うようになる
I
と思
wonder
う
if
けど。
the disease has something to do with being at like this stage of maturity.
Possibly.
Kind of like how in like the X-Men, your powers
それだったら
come about when you reach that
コナがいいな。
that same part of your life.
僕も時代がいい。
So, unrelated thought. They are setting up these kids to like want to go outside and explore the outside. And the turning into monsters and escaping is definitely self-actualization of that.
時代くん。この放送は時代くんの部屋だけに流れています。タランくんの容体が急変しました。時代くんと話をしたがっています。すぐに治療室まで来てください。
時代と二人にして。
大丈夫？太郎、しっかりして。
外に出てるから何かあったらすぐに呼んで。
He's lost the will to live.
太郎、ごめん。
いいよ。逃げてほしい。
I mean, something has to happen to make the disease actually infectious.
いいよ、そんなこと。
僕はもう治らない。
そんなこと言わないで。
時を聞いて。ここから逃げて。ここは
Hell.
Ooh.
Nah.
誰も彼もどこも何もする。
God, so much. Okay. One, they're not human to begin with. So there's
Yeah.
that. That they're not human, they form into humans, and then they clearly, to our supposition, then become something that's not human anyway.
Mm-hmm.
I think Haru here, if you sure that's his name?
Maru is the protagonist we are following.
Maru, then.
Not the kid.
Well, the problem is that Haru is the name of the kid that's
Haruki.
in Kiriko's body, so it's very confusing to me.
Yeah, understandable.
Anyway, the Maru is a monster himself.
And you think either he's bypassed that stage or his stage just happens to be human looking.
Yeah, he's a human monster. That his light, his touch power is his monster ability. Because I'm pretty sure that Maru is the baby that Tokyo was looking at. Like, he imprinted, and that's why they look the same.
I was under the assumption that the dying kid did in fact turn into the fish.
I have no idea why.
But yeah, no, like we got our clue,
Okay.
we got our connection.
I keep forgetting no next time on.
I know, it's disappointing, isn't it? Because I want more information.
Okay, and then we also have the computer either can't see Tokyo or is hiding Tokyo intentionally, because then we see that the computer is apparently a birthing pod, because it's got a giant belly thing that we've also given it arms and a face and joke around with it for some reason.
It is a clearly intelligent, possibly artificial intelligence. Yeah, do you think, they're trying to break everyone else out? Do you think they have a plan or a desire here? We don't know anything about the character so far, except, like, they realize the kids. You have the image here. The kid's gonna cross the line to get the ball, and the AI, I'm pretty sure, is the one who responds and goes, "Yeah, no, that's fine, do it."
Well, maybe it's an AI, like a Skynet thing.
Yeah.
That the AI recognizes that there's a disease and it lets it loose. I was like,
hmm
all right, time to eliminate all humanity and I'll just let the disease loose now that I've detected that it exists. I don't know, it's a weird thing because it's clearly not humans. It's a bunch of humans making not human babies that then turn them into humans.
Yeah, there is the questionable goal all around of what do these people want controlling the facility? What are they after? And that is a long-term proposition question to get answered here. We're not going to get that for a while.
Well, there's also the question of the date
hmm
because it doesn't line up with the date that we have from before.
Yeah, you're watching the cameras here. They're coming up with different dates, and putting them in order makes them even more confusing.
Well, it means that if what I said before the episode is true, then what we just watched happened before the last thing that we saw them do.
hmm So yeah, we're even getting information completely out of order, just going to confuse us further. And at some point, gotta wonder what's gonna happen. So,
Well,
you
I
think?
mean, the getting information out of order, not necessarily a huge thing. If we've already put together that heaven is taking place before the other characters thing,
Yeah.
then that's already an acceptable thing. I mean, we have no evidence really other than the date thing. And now that the date thing is in question, who knows? But
hmm
still, the best guess is that this happened before the incident caused the incident, and that our characters are dealing with something else.
So I think, in terms of connecting things, I would say which character looks like they could become the Doctor? With the sort of brown, fussy hair and the thicker build. I don't think anyone
I would say
that
no
we've
one that
seen.
we've seen yet, because the guy who's in charge is clearly older and heavy set.
hmm
Most of the doctors or people in charge that we've seen are women.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's possible that not every one of the kids turned. Maybe the kid who's
hmm
drawing shit is turns into the doctor.
Right. That kid is the most suspicious to me right now because either he's psychic, he could be in on all of it, or he's already figured out the whole thing and he's like seen like projections of what people will
Well,
become.
the same way that I'm suggesting that maybe Maru is a human monster, maybe the kid is also a human monster. Maybe he has a power we don't know of,
hmm
and maybe he's doing like research on the outside, and that's why he needs all these people that are going missing. I mean,
Right.
anything is possible at this point, Griff. Maybe they're both happening at the same time, and he's literally abducting kids for
Yeah,
heaven.
maybe the dates have all just been trying to throw us for a loop.
Well, said maybe that's all happening at the same time, and the doctor isn't one of the kids. The doctor is in fact kidnapping kids to bring to heaven, and that
hmm
everybody we see there is somebody that he's abducted. And maybe we shouldn't be paying attention to dates. Maybe we should be paying attention to names. And the names of the people from
hmm
Kuriko/Haru's past are actually present there, and that's just something we haven't picked up on.
Oh gosh. Well, only one way to find out. We gotta keep watching.
It's
So
a
Theta,
mystery box. It's a
yeah.
giant mystery box of more mysteries.
So you got anything you want to wrap up with, or are we just gonna go ahead and
Well,
head
God, I
out?
don't even feel like we're done yet.
There's so much, isn't there?
I mean, we're in a post-apocalypse, and you were talking about if I was threatened to try and remember a logo. I think the problem here, again, big dumb energy from that guy, is
Yeah.
that he's indicating, oh, I've seen that before, and that he saw it on the building, not that he remembers the logo from the past. I think the stupidness is that I saw that on that building that looks just like that, and yeah, these two things don't look the same, is what's happening there.
hmm Yeah, I think the show is also definitely showing us that people can be unreliable or wrong, and that's perfectly fine for the story.
Oh, we've gotten that from the beginning.
Oh
That,
yeah.
hey, you guys know anything about heaven? oh yeah, there's a place called Tomato Heaven. Hey, get to Tomato Heaven. Hey, you guys heard anything about heaven? That everybody has a different. Ooh, sorry. Everyone has a different story about what this heaven place is, or they consider a different thing to be heaven. So
Mhm.
that's where the unreliableness is becoming from episode one. But again, we're getting things told to us that are then being proven later. Again, like Kiriko says, I'm a boy in episode one. In episode three, oh my god, they really are a fucking boy. You know, God, that's such a weird thing too, because God, you don't want to comment on it because of what's happening in modern society, but at the same time, question remains in my head. Are you still a boy if you're forcibly changed into a girl?
The simple answer is you are what you want to be. And
Ah,
he's
I
in a
mean,
worst situation possible.
right, but I hate to boil it down to this, but you use the women's bathroom now, right?
They've already discussed nobody in society cares anymore about that.
Right.
That was like episode one
Like
right
I
there.
said,
Everyone's like, oh, those kids born after the apocalypse, they don't care about society anymore.
just to make everything clear, I also agree that whatever you identify as, I'm 100% behind you being. It's
Mhm.
just when you typically consider that, you're typically considering a person's mindset entirely based on their own being, right? That
Mhm.
you're thinking about this person so that they identify as a man because they've thought about it, they've considered what they consider their own body, and decided I was born a woman, but I think I'm really a man. Okay, you're a man. This is literally brain transplant shit. It's like,
Like I said,
what?
the weirdest shit has happened to him, and he has a lot to go through. We'll have to see where that goes.
It is, ah, it is something. That's also like what happened to everybody else. They all disappeared. We know people have been going missing. And then the guy who taught you how to be a guy is also missing for no apparent reason.
Gosh, yeah, no, there's like no clues on that front. Just like, and then they disappeared. It's like, all right, when are they gonna show up again?
I would
They're gonna
also
crash through a
think
roof somewhere and just be like, wait, it's you.
that if we're talking about who we think the kids are from heaven,
Hmm.
monster wise, then I think the invisible God, what is the tiny little creature that can survive everywhere, but we saw got moving?
Tardigrade.
Yeah, the tardigrade. I think that's the silver haired guy that we just saw saying, I want to lick you and eat you and taste you. I think that was that guy because literally she goes, you want to stick me with like a bunch of things and eat these sort of thing? And he had like all those hands that literally just grabbed and ate and everything. So I think there's like little clues being given to us about what each person's monster might actually be.
I like it, and I am still like on the same page here with you. Like I'm in the same scenario of like I want to identify kids the monsters here. But I'm also thinking, is that enough to cause a disaster that ends the world?
Man, this Real Monsters reboot is taking a real hard turn. Yes, though, if the disease that kid is dying to somehow became infectious, because remember, he says it's not infectious.
Hmm.
Well, what if it turns into, well, what's the Stephen King? The Stand, right? That all of
Hmm.
a sudden all the adults in the facility just die because it became suddenly airborne and infectious to
Yeah.
everyone. And the kids, it's not killing the kids anymore. Now it's mutating them. Or maybe the AI thing does something to it that kills all the
Yeah.
adults because it doesn't seem like the AI fucking cares about the adults that much. It's
And of
only
course, like we see a lot of people in quarantine, so it's like something infectious clearly did happen. Then why isn't it happening now? What happened between A and B here? That is
like I
something that has
said,
not been
if it
elaborated
goes into the stand level where
on.
like an adult gets infected and gets out of the facility and then it just spreads to the rest of the world, then boom, we have our what happened between A and B in
Mhm.
regards to the outside world. Obviously, the kids becoming fucking mutant monsters is weird, but At the same time, we've seen that they're born not human. And I don't mean just the weird face thing. Like, there was shit going on below the waist where they were like, I don't know, like,
They were opening up in like squid flaps or something.
yeah, I was about to say octopus slug monster things. I don't know what the hell. Clearly not human. Like,
Yeah.
they're not clones. That's obvious now. They're not cloning kids. They're
making brand new ones.
Yeah, they're doing some weird shit. I don't even know what to label it. This goes back to the Witch from Mercury. It said pioneers of genetics. What's going on?
Human transmutation is the unforgivable sin, Theta.
It's not though. If you think about it, you're giving an arm and a leg to create an entirely new life form that's better than humans. Because if you would argue that the homunculi are not better than people, I would highly disagree. Because they're basically humans with superpowers.
I think you probably remember like the twist later, but they are people.
Well, they're
and I'm
more
gonna
than
let
people.
that pin.
They're more than people, though.
They're a lot of people.
It's like one guy gave up parts of their body in order for you to get superpowers, right? It's like, you're better than people now.
So we'll put a pin on that, and I guess we'll go ahead and put a pin on this episode for today. So everybody, this has been Stoneface Reactions. I'm Griffin, that's Theta, and we will catch you next time. See you around. Hey everybody, thanks for watching another Stoneface Reactions. If you have an idea of another video we could go ahead and watch, go ahead and put it in the comments down below and we'll add it to the wheel. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and let us know what you thought about this video and what parts you liked. And until then, we'll see you next time. Is this too goofy?